I'm starting to lose my patience when it comes to concept development and the prospect of debut trailers in the current day. The Izna debut trailer is very high art, unnerving and nostalgic direction and videography that borders on a kind of psychological horror genre. I kind of get Amori vibes if anybody has played that game. The dark and brooding synth-based instrumental throughout the video as well. All of it comes together to create quite an unnerving aspect to this debut trailer that is immediately abandoned upon the release of the self-titled track Izn'a. I don't understand the point of a debut trailer if it conceptually sets our expectations miles away from the destination we ultimately arrive at by debut. I have said historically that I can never truly speak ill of Teddy due to him being responsible for creating Did It, but he is really testing my patience this year. When it comes to Izna's self-titled debut, I don't know what this is. I mean, I do know what this is. Keeping in line with the outdated but not quite nostalgic yet production choices, Izn'a the song sounds pretty much what you would expect out of 2016-2017 pop music. The song sits at the same table as Closer by the Chainsmokers and Halsey, Ola Ola by Card, maybe controversially Boomerang by JoJo Siwa. It's not that it's a bad song. It is well produced, but keeping in line with problems out of the 5th generation of K-pop universally, the issue from my perspective is production that is inspired by very specific music conventions, but also at the same time, grossly uninspired all around. What I mean by that is, Izn'a the song doesn't transform what it's inspired by in creative or meaningful ways, which I was kind of expecting for a group's debut, at the very least. There is nothing to this debut that you can't get the same energy and even more out of a song like Get It by Pristine V. I'm not mad at the song itself more than I'm a little frustrated at how insensitive management at Wake One seems to be in regards to how important making a good first impression is, especially for a group that is coming off the heels of a competition show. Despite being self-titled, there is nothing to Izn'a the song that informs me as to what this group is going to be about. There's an argument to make that it's a good song subjectively, but I don't think anybody can truly argue that this song is serviceable enough to make a good first impression at debut. If I had to guess, I would suspect the people who produced this album musically were not working closely with the people who produced the visual direction of this album, hence the noticeable dissonance between the creative direction of the debut trailer from the songs that make up this album. That being said, I can see the vision a little more clearly with this album's B-sides. Timebomb is an excellent choice for a single. I'm glad they're going to promote it along with the self-titled song. I hope we get a more stylized music video for Timebomb. And also, I know Fake It was a part of the show, but the retro production fits in line with what we saw out of that debut trailer that I think it also would have made for a really great single, maybe a pre-release single ahead of this album since we had already known about it since I think July. So overall, and in my opinion, this album isn't bad by any means, and all of it is still produced by Teddy. He hasn't completely lost the plot, but I just don't know about this self-titled track. Removing my expectations that were set with the debut trailer, I still think the chorus is a little too flat to make this track feel truly serviceable for this group's debut. I actually think the chorus is the only thing I seem to be frustrated with. I don't have much to complain about in regards to the rest of the song. I do very much agree that the chorus feels a little too uninspired out of what we heard from around 2016. Moving forward, I hope Wake One can bridge the gap between visual and sonic direction to make them a little more cohesive in the future releases. I really like the ideas presented in the debut trailer. I think it has the potential to be unique for Izn'a in the K-pop industry, but I'm also not married to that specific aesthetic. If they want to do something different or switch things up, I'm all for it, but cohesion is going to be a must. I want to see Izn'a succeed. They have a lot of potential, and as per most K-pop groups in the current day, the production quality of these songs just isn't meeting the groups where they are. Not really sure what's going on here, but nevertheless, I don't think we're doomed in this regard. Cohesion is a very easy fix, as is concept work all around. It just needs to have some sort of intention behind it. It's hard to convey my understanding about this, so I just want to beat everybody preemptively to the punch to say, I am not looking for incredible depth. Not every K-pop release needs to be deeply complex. That's not what I'm talking about here. Serviceable concept development can still be surface level in regards to meaning. There just needs to be some kind of intention behind it. Not every group needs a highly contextual, lore-rich debut release like aespa's Black Mamba. Despite the controversy, I think Magnetic by Islet did exactly what it needed to in this regard. It briefly touched on the group's concept and was expanded upon more throughout the rest of their album. That's what I think this debut lacks. I suspect as a result of a lack of communication and or understanding between the visual and sonic teams behind this project. But overall, Good. I'm not mad at this project for what it is. I think the collection of songs is great. I like the creative direction work we did end up getting, and I'm hopeful for the future izna releases. I think they have what it takes to make it big, and I really, really hope they are supported in that regard. Yeah, I think that's all of my notes as it relates to this debut. Good overall, but the dissonance in terms of concept is a little too glaring. That disparity between visual and sonic direction leaves me a bit unsatisfied with this debut, as I feel like I can't get a good grasp of what this group is about conceptually or sonically. I just don't know. There's something so dark-spirited about the chorus to this song that I can't quite explain, nor do I think that I want to take a look behind the veil to see what kind of demonic work was afoot here. Thank you for watching this. If you did, let me know what your thoughts are on this debut, your understanding of the concept, creative direction for this group, and so on. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.